We have a perfect equilateral triangle. Amazing.
This was a really rare and beautiful celestial configuration viewed from the southern hemisphere. In 2023, June 22nd, we saw the Moon, Venus, and Mars in a perfect equilateral triangle. We're going to show you this in the model app, and then we're going to show the actual observation on the ground. So what we see here from this standpoint is the Moon and Venus, and then we move up a little bit, we can see that Mars is right there in between. And the way that it was viewed on the ground was as a triangle. Now the angles get a little bit distorted in the model, but right there, that's basically what we were looking at. And the place that we were looking from, we're going to check that out now. So zooming out, okay, so there's the Earth, and we're going to swing around, and there was our observation location right there, Cape Town, South Africa. So from the point of view of Cape Town, South Africa, we're going to go over here and look out at what we saw. And if we get in the right position, basically from here, you'll see that that is the configuration that we saw. So that takes us right back to that point. So you see we're sort of reconstructing right there. There's our equilateral triangle. Now we're going to show you the observation on the ground.
Celestial observation, Cape Town, South Africa, 2023, June 22nd. We see this really rare and beautiful configuration here. I'm going to zoom in. We see the moon, it's the waxing crescent, and that's on the right. And then on the left, we have Venus, and then in the middle, a little bit harder to see, but right there in the middle is Mars. We have a perfect equilateral triangle. Amazing.
So what this model shows us is that even though on the ground it looked like an equilateral triangle, what we actually were seeing was three objects roughly in a line, because clearly the moon is closer to us, then Venus is farther away, and then Mars is even farther away. And that's what you can't really see so easily when you're looking in the sky. And that's the whole point of having this kind of visualization tool, this modeling tool, so that then you can do your observation from the ground and you can understand what you're seeing better, so that you can actually perceive the three-dimensional structure of what you're actually looking at. So going back to that triangular configuration, we're now going to zoom out and give you some context for this. So those are the three bodies in a line and viewed from our location in South Africa. And let's zoom out even more. First, this is the southern perspective on the whole scene. Let's come out here and look down on the whole scene. And just to get a little clarity, let's bring the orbits in. And let's also bring the solstices and equinoxes, because we're just one day after the June solstice. So we see that red line as the June solstice. And we know it's the June solstice because if you look where the line goes, it actually goes between June and July. But the letters are upside down because we're looking at the solar system from ecliptic south. So now let's turn around and we're going to view the whole thing from ecliptic north. So we turn around like this, we come up like this, and then we're going to look down on the whole scene. And as we look down on the scene, then we can see, let's go a little bit faster. Okay, there we go. This is our layout. So we have the moon, Venus, and Mars basically lined up in a line. And that's what we were essentially seeing. We were actually seeing a line, but from our point of view on the ground, it was actually looking like a triangle. So now we're going to get the big picture on this whole scene. Here is our normal or zenith sight line looking straight up from South Africa. And we're going to go ahead and zoom out from here. And of course, there's the moon and Venus and Mars. So those are the three objects that we saw looking into the sky from this point in South Africa. Now, let's zoom all the way out. And of course, this view is from ecliptic north, looking down on the whole solar system. So there we are, seeing the whole solar system. And now let's see this in context of the Milky Way galaxy. So, Milky Way on. And zooming out from here, we see that the solar system is located in this region of the Orion Spur, of the Perseus Arm, of the Milky Way galaxy. So there we are.